And these tactus forms, he gives them names. You have a fast one, he said, celerior. You have a slow one, tardior, and you have an average one. Now, the average one was the old one, which is 80 for the quarter note, or 40 for the half note. Lots of music, I think most music in the 15th century can be related to this tactus. And then he proposes these two tactus. Extra, the fast one and the slower one, and that you can choose them for faster or slower pieces. And he adds to that to know what to do, because when you have three things you have to know what to do, he adds words to the music so that you know what to do. Adagio, you take the slow tactus. Allegro, you take the middle tactus. And presto, the fast tactus. I don't know if you have heard about the stilus fantasticus as a style in the 17th century, right? There's a completely wrong idea today, in my view, or was, maybe I have to say, it's changing slowly now, that in the stilus fantasticus you can do whatever you want, there's no tempo. Well, that is completely rubbish, because they really notated very carefully what they wanted, and there was a possibility to change the speed. That's why it says adagio or allegro or presto. This relates very much also to the movement. So the tempo, the beat, is how fast goes the beat, but the movement is what goes on in the beat. I can have a piece with a very fast beat, but with a very slow movement. Beat, movement. Right? Or a piece with a very slow beat and with a very fast movement. Good. Okay. Now, many tempo words. I mean, when I ask a student what does it mean when there is an indication of vivace, he usually says that means fast. It doesn't mean fast at all. We have connected these words very much with tempo, and they have nothing to do with tempo. They have to do only with movement. With movement. And movement is something which has very much to do with character. Do you get it? Yes? So all these words like allegro, you know that Jenny has, when you see in Jenny's book, when he describes allegro, that he gives, I think, 10 or 12 different descriptions of what allegro is. And the first one is ruhig und sanft. And when you ask the average student what allegro is, they usually say it's very fast. So, in other words, and now I have to come to some kind of conclusion so that you can take that with you. Tempo is decided not at all by words, but by the time signature. So the time signature of music, and that is not different in the 16th century, 17th century, even in the 19th century. It is simplified. Mozart uses only 6 different time signatures, but basically it's the same idea. So Buxtehude for Bach is basically the same thing. There are differences, but you can see that it comes from the same source. French or Italian, no difference. There was so much connection, there was so much knowledge of each other, there was so much of a collective development that those things were really the same. There were more differences in cultural differences and more details of music. those things, notation, were really very, very, very collective in those days.